XYZ Dragon Cannon. Game Freak, Nintendo, make it happen. I don't care about the lawsuits, make it happen. XYZ Dragon Cannon. Anyway guys, what is going on guys? Burning Spirit Fire back with another Pokemon X and Pokemon Y related video. So, since the trailer's been announced, I gave my thoughts on the trailer. I want to go into detail, because I don't want that video to be too long. So this video is just going to be purely about my thoughts on the starters, the legendaries, what I want to see in the games, the storylines, all that good stuff. So let's just go into the starters. Now the starters are such a big part in every Pokemon game. It's the Pokemon you get at the start of the game, the Pokemon you create your bonds with. It's just, the starters are such a big part of the game. So let's just go through them. We're going to start off with Chespin, the grass type. Now, I don't have too many overall thoughts on this thing, only because I can't get any thoughts together. I can't figure out what its evolutions would look like. I can't figure out what its typing could be. I just can't put things together with this thing. I don't know why. I have no ideas for this thing. I mean, I'm just saying a pure grass type just because, I can't think of any types that could really work with this thing. I guess, if anything, ground, rock, or something like that could work, just mainly because of its brown body, not really anything to do with its look. I don't know. Maybe a steel type? I would want to see a grass steel. That's one thing I really want to see. But it would be destroyed by fire, so it probably wouldn't be very good. It would just be really cool. I want to see a grass steel type. That's really what I want to see. But what do you guys think? What do you think of the evolution? Like, what do you think its evolutions are going to look like? What do you think of the Pokemon in general? Give me your thoughts. I want to know. I'm expressing my opinions. I want to hear yours. Leave a comment below. So, or even hit me up with a personal message. I really don't care. I want to hear what you guys think, because I really want to know about what everyone thinks about these Pokemon. So, yeah, Chespin, it's alright. Didn't like it at first. Sort of growing on me. It is my least favourite out of the starters. Not gonna lie. But, I don't know. In the trailer, it looks like it's doing a solar beam. So, that's pretty cool. And there's some other attack, which I don't know what that is. Maybe that's X-Scissor. Maybe this is a bug type. Maybe he's gonna... It doesn't look like a bug at all. Yeah. Either way, I'm gonna move on, because I really have nothing on this thing anymore. But let's move on to the fire starter, Fennekin. Now this thing is a fire fox, obviously, and it looks pretty badass. This one, in my opinion, has the coolest look out of all of them. And I don't know, from the trailer, which I'll have like a little thing in there, you'll see it. It does like a psychic attack. Like, it looks like Psy Beam or Psy Wave or something along those lines, or psychic attack in general. So that probably indicates that this thing is probably going to be fire psychic. But honestly, even though that would be cool, I don't really want to see it, because fire's had so many dual typings in all Pokemon games. I feel like it should just be a fire type. Let's just leave it as a fire type, because I know every game it's like fire flying, and we had pure fire, and we had fire fighting for the next 3 games. So I reckon this should just stay as a fire type, and leave fighting alone in the fire starter. Please, for the love of God, leave it alone. But what do you guys think of Fennekin? It's pretty cool. I reckon, I don't know, its evolutions, I'm thinking it's gonna become this badass fox, and maybe its last evolution it would be able to stand on 2 legs. Maybe, I mean, I don't know, anything could really happen, but I feel like it'd be cool if it could stand on its 2 legs. That's what I feel is going to happen, and it would be awesome. And maybe it's like its ears. I don't know, this thing could be really cool. I'm thinking like Digimon, Redamon, it could turn into that. That would be pretty sweet if it looked similar to that when it's fully evolved or something. That would be so badass. That would be so good. But anyway, what do you guys think? Comment below. Let's move on. Water starter, my favourite out of the 3, which I didn't like at first, but he's really grown on me. Frogaki, I think it's Frogaki. I think it's Frogaki because there's no G. So Frogaki. Now this thing, I'm calling it. I reckon you are going to be a water fighting type. I feel like this thing is going to be a fighting type. I mean, they love putting fighting types in the starters, majority of the fire type. So I feel like water fighting would work. We only have like 1. We only have Poliwrath. I think we only have 1. There could be. Oh, I guess that legendary thingamajiggy, I think that's water fighting, but that's legendary, it doesn't count. This is the starter. But then again, would they really want to double up on a frog fighting type? A frog water fighting? I don't know, maybe. But what I'm feeling this thing's gonna be is, if you guys know, like, certain shows, I can't really remember what show it is, but frogs seem to be wise, and they seem to be like, yeah, very wise creatures. And like, you see them with like the little glasses and stuff, and they're so wise, and they talk so like slow, and they know so much. I reckon this thing, what this thing's gonna be when it's fully evolved. I reckon he's going to be like a sage. He's gonna be like a wise toad, which would be pretty sweet. I mean, imagine if he had like little glasses, like where the white parts are on its like nose or on its face. If it had like little glasses there, even though it'd be really weird, and I probably wouldn't like that honestly if I saw it. But at the moment, it sounds funny, and it'd be pretty cool if they had that. And maybe it's I reckon it'd be so badass to have like an old looking wise toad who's like so good at fighting, and like in the anime it could be so badass. I reckon that'd be pretty sweet. What do you guys think? What do you guys think his typing is going to be? Like, what do you think in general? I've heard fire, not fire, water fire, pretty sweet. I've heard water ice, but I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't feel like a toad would be water ice. Could, but I just don't feel like it's going to be that. I think like we're coming back to this water fighting type. But anyway, now my thoughts on the starters. But I really can't judge crazily like on the looks and stuff until the evolutions come out, because that's a big part of any Pokemon, especially the starters, is their evolutions. But let's move on to the legendaries, and let's start off with this beast of a thing, this Y-looking dragony red dragon thingamajiggy. I don't know, this thing is just a beast, and it's like its face and its horns are so cool looking. This thing has got to be in the top 5 coolest Pokemon that I've seen. I would even say top 3. I could even say first. This thing is just so beastly. But then again, that was like a trailer, what they made it look like, and it could look less good in the actual game. So I'll judge more when that happens. But what do you guys think about this legendary? What do you think its types are going to be? Just from the looks, it's clearly going to be a dragon type, obviously. If it isn't, then I'll be like, oh wow, that's surprising. But I'm feeling it's going to be a dragon type. And I'm guessing this Dragon Fire, or Dragon Dark, or Dragon Steel, but I'm thinking more Dragon Dark, just because it seems like to have like a Dark Aurora type thing on it. It looks more like a dark creature. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking on that. Now let's move on to the other legendary that I can't figure out what its typings would be. This deer, reindeerish thingy. I don't know what you are. I don't know what your typing is. I'm only guessing like water because you're blue, or steel because it looks like you sort of have armor on your body, sort of. But I'm guessing steel would be majority the better bet. But most legendaries have 2 types, like the main legendaries. So, well, they have for a while. So I don't know what your other type would be. I honestly can't figure it out. I'm guessing steel and something. I can't think of electric, but your horns are like rainbowish. So I don't know. But they're all different colours, so maybe that has something to do with something, I don't know. But wouldn't it be cool if they introduced the type of light? Like, wouldn't that not be awesome if, like, we had, like, the Dragon Dark type, and then we had this Steel Light type, or something like that? That would be so cool. Like, I've always wanted the type of light to be in a game, light and dark. I don't know why they need to coexist in the types. So that's really what I want to see. That's one thing I've always wanted to see for a very long time. And I don't know how it really... It could make the typing more unbalanced, but I mean, they introduced steel and stuff, so why not? It's been a long time. Let's introduce a light type. That would be pretty sweet. And they could sell so many more new Pokemon cards and all that stuff. But I don't know. That's just me. I'm just really hoping for a light type. I mean, it probably isn't a good idea really, but I just want to see it. But anyway, let's move on to a topic that people are talking about, Pokemon Z. Now, obviously it's easy to assume that Z is going to happen because Pokemon X, Pokemon Y, you just automatically assume Pokemon Z is coming out at some point. Now, yeah, if they do happen to do Z, I don't know really why I'm talking about this, it's just because the games haven't even been released yet, it's just people are talking about it, so I figured I'd give my opinions on it. But if they happen to do Z, I really don't want it to be like Platinum and Emerald and stuff, like, only because Pokemon X and Y will be lacking something. And that's what I really didn't like about people saying Pokemon Grey, because Pokemon Black and White was so good, and the fact that Grey would add more to it, and if it was the same story, it means that they could have added more to Black and White, and that's what I didn't like about that. Like, look at Platinum, look at Emerald, they're the same story, but they're better. Like, why couldn't they do that for the originals? So that's what I don't like about the 3rd installment of a game. So hopefully if Z comes along, it is a whole fresh new story, maybe around the same thing, but you know that they can do it. Like, look at Black and White too. They showed that they can give you a whole new story. They showed that. So I don't want to see this new installment of the same game again, because now they've done Black and White 2, I want to see all new stories every time they have a new Pokemon game. So, let's talk about the Legendary in Z. If indeed Pokemon Z is happening, or does happen, it means that there's going to be a Legendary who represents the letter Z. Now, I cannot think of what it would look like. I mean, honestly, I can't picture it. Like, I guess the deer thing has like an antlers that make the top of an X, and the other thing shaped like a Y. What the hell was a Z? What could the Z be? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be a zebra for Z. Yeah, funny. Anyway, I don't know. I only think like a Z planted on its face for some reason. I think that'd be pretty funny to see that. Or maybe it's like it has a horn that's shaped like a Z or something. I don't even know. But what I want to see is what I don't want to see. Sorry, is another Dragon type. I feel like the third installment always has a Dragon type. Like the third Legendary is always a Dragon type. Rayquaza. What the hell is it? Rayquaza, Garatina. But then to be fair, they're all dragons anyway. Kirin, I think that's his name. He was a dragon. But again, they're all dragons. So, but that's the point though. There's so many dragons. So many legendary dragons. Honestly, they're cool and all, but I'm sick of it. Because I've seen it that many times. Throw me something new. Give me something different for this third legendary, if they indeed have one. I want to see something different. I don't want to see the same recycled stuff. I want to see something freaking badass. If they have a dragon, they have a deer. The deer is different. There we go. I give them credit for that. Give me something new for this Z legendary, if indeed it happens. Now, let's talk about the story quickly. If the in X and Y, I don't want the story to be based around the legendaries, like the gang trying to take control of the legendaries. Give me something new. The whole legendaries capturing thing has happened too many times. I want to see something different. I know that they can make something different. This is like Pokemon games are advancing. You got to step it up. Give me a new story. Look at Gale of Darkness. Look at Colosseum. That story was different. That was a new story. It was a good story. Give me something different for these games. X and Y. It's a new generation. It's a new thing. I want to see a better story. So that's one thing that I really, really want to see in these games. And have so much to work with now. The 3DS, like its graphics, it's like what it can do. It's just they can do. And can you imagine the cutscenes as well in 3D and stuff? It's gonna be so good. But yeah, that's what I really want to see out of these games. Also, new evolutions of old Pokemon that I really want to see, like Pinsir, stuff like that. I feel like certain Pokemon need evolutions. Delibird would be pretty cool if it got an evolution. Castform is always something that I wanted to see get an evolution. There's Pokemon there that I want to see evolve. Not so much Skarmory or anything, just because they would be too overpowered if they evolved. Especially Skarmory. Like, throw that Eviolite on a Skarmory if it had an evolution. Skarmory would freaking be a beast if it had an Eviolite. Like, you wouldn't even... That's going off topic. It's like other stuff. But, I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave a comment below, letting me know all your thoughts on the starters, the legendaries, the stories. What do you guys want to see in these games? Like, I mean, just October. That is so far away, yet so close. I mean, yeah, the games came out now, but I mean, October is not too far away. Yeah, it's the start of the year, but it's gonna go fast. So, again, thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment below on all your thoughts, because I'm really interested to know. And all I know is, I have to get myself a 3DS. Yeah, so later.